universe. There's also a character who finally we got to see on the big screen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And of course, we're talking about our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, Josh, I'll start this with you. Did you think they did a good job for the time that they had with him?
They did, yeah. For what kind of seemed like a last-minute addition, they made a very good Spider-Man, set up a good-looking universe for him. I mean, I like the new actor. I will remember his name at some point, but I mean, he did a really great job. The outfit looked cool. It looked like a nice, almost like a little origin story for him.
It was the origin story that wasn't the origin story.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like, we Sony have already rebooted it twice, so the general public have an idea of what Spider-Man is. So they didn't need to retread those tracks. But the way they handle it, here and I believe his name is Tom Holland.
Yeah.
The way he was talking is like, well, when it happened, it happened. Meanwhile, Tony Stark is just like, how do you see out of these things? I mean, he's just like messing around when he's trying to give out his origin story and everything, and we're just laughing. And I agree that, some people feel like, oh, we wanted more Spider-Man. No, I think Spider-Man was 100% perfect for what he needed to be. He's like that perfect little addition character to this movie. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, they were both 100% on point every moment they were on the screen. This jokes was there. His characteristics, his strength, the way he stopped the Winter Soldier's punch with one hand, that was crazy. Like, oh look, he got a metal arm too. I'm just like, really? He's just perfect.
That fight scene, that battle royal of every kid's dream of throwing all the heroes together, round one, fight.
I do like how they mixed it up with not them just pairing up and then fighting until, sort of like a tournament almost. But, I mean, they mixed it up. They went from character to character. I mean, Black Panther went after Bucky a little bit. He went after Hawkeye towards the end. Hawkeye even asked, hey, we haven't met yet. Black Panther says, screw you. Yeah, that was great. Getting to see Giant Man for the first time in a film, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Which, by the way, for once, a trailer did not spoil something. A big element.
Have you seen the actual new spots that have been out since the movie's been released?
No.
They show Giant Man.
They actually had him in a Lego set, too.
Really?
Yeah. It's cool. It's like a buildable
At least it is spoiled for those who went and saw it.
Which I'm going to say, ask the studios, please do not show plot points in the trailer. Please. Movies get ruined, surprises. We want to be surprised. We want to see these moments. Just because the movie's already out, don't show it in the now showing release trailers, the release spots. Please. That's all I'm asking. That's all I have to say on that.
Actually, when we was in the theater together, like literally we had our whole group together, movie theater was packed on, I think it was literally the night before it opened. When Giant Man came, when he literally just expanded and you just see him grab War Machine, the crowd went off. Okay, everyone was cheering. It was unexpected. We didn't see it coming, and I even literally saw people standing up in the theater clapping because it was just like that was such a great surprise. And yet the movie wasn't even the final act. But that whole scene, that really just it was almost as if someone had made a delicious cake, and then seeing him in action without it being spoiled was like the icing on top with the cherries. It was great.
Zemo as a villain, kind of compared to other Marvel Cinematic Universe villains, was very tame. Was his reasons for trying to divide and be successful dividing the heroes, it was believable to me. It could happen to anybody. Captain America movies are more grounded in reality. What were your thoughts on Zemo?
I was very happy with it. I was a little disappointed he didn't take the opportunity to put on a purple mask at any point in the film. But it was still cool. It was still very, very cool. And he was a more realistic villain. Kind of by the end, I did actually feel sorry for Zemo a little bit. I mean, when his motivations come out, it's like, okay, I get that. And it does sort of parallel the comic Zemo, who, I mean, he joined the Thunderbolts. He was sort of a quasi good guy for a while, but he's still kind of nuts in the head. But I was very happy with Zemo.
He caused probably the most intense one-on-one battle, two-on-one battle that we have seen so far. Captain America / Bucky versus Iron Man. That was pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
I think intense is a word. Emotional is another word. Because, again, this is something that we've talked about. When you have these characters grow on you, like before this movie came out, just before this movie came out, it struck 8 years since the original Iron Man came out. 8 years we've been watching Tony Stark, develop and change and, grow in a sense. And then next thing we know, we see all these characters coming along. I mean, think about how long it's been since we saw the first Captain America movie, the first Avengers movie, and a lot has changed for these guys. And to see them battling, and I don't want to spoil why they really is battling at the end. It's not what you think it is. But when you see why, it just tugs that much more at the heartstring. You're just like, wow, these two were literally best friends. And now this happens. And it sucks, like you said. You really want to feel for Zemo. And at the end, I really was feeling sorry. At the end, I was feeling sorry for everybody. It's one of those movies where it didn't quite have a happy ending. Yes, it had a realistic ending. It had an ending where, people won, but everyone lost. There really was no all-around winners. Everyone you felt emotional tied to. You felt he was right, he was wrong, he was right, he was wrong. But in Zemo, you felt like he was an everyday guy. Mm-hmm. Here he was, liking the Avengers at one time, and now he went to trying to divide them. Complete turns. Everyone did 180 on this, and you're just like, wow, this was just an emotional, action-packed, and funny at times joyride. That's what it was. It was, by the time the credits roll, I was just stuck in my seat, not just because I was waiting for the credits, because I was letting all this sink in. All these plot twists, the words that were said to each other, what this leads to, everything. It was just, it had to settle. I walked out of that movie theater a lot different than I did any other movie. Usually, that's why I was just like, whoa. They made a deep, emotional movie that just worked in every possible way.
Where do we go from here? What is the future? Because the tone is set at the end of Captain America Civil War. The tone is gloom. The heroes are divided. But if Tony Stark does need Steve Rogers, just give him a call and he'll be there. Where do we go from here with the next future installments of the movies in Phase 3?
It was interesting because with the Civil War, I kind of expected it to be like the New Avengers and the Secret Avengers, like they had in the comics, two sort of rival factions of Avengers. But the way it ends, it almost feels more like the East Coast and West Coast Avengers back in the 80s, where there is that line of connection between them, where they could, conceivably get a hold of each other if something happens. Not like, any catastrophic things are going to happen in the next film.
No Thanos.
Not at all, no.
So we're probably looking forward to a universe-shattering menace that brings everyone back, and then some.
At least 64 and counting characters.
Yeah.
That's a huge cast. That's a very big cast. Now we know Doctor Strange is going to be our next movie that we're looking at. How will Doctor Strange attaining his powers be in now a post-Civil War world? How will Spider-Man react? How will every movie coming out be now that there's a registration act in the background, now that heroes who were best friends have fought each other? Where can the line be drawn?
Doctor Strange. I'm excited for that one.
That looks really cool. He's a character I love from the comics. Trailers, Benedict Cumberbatch looks like he's doing a pretty good job. He's rocking the mustache too. We don't get a real good look at the mustache, but it looks really, really cool. I'm curious to see who the the villain's going to be. I'm curious to see who some of the characters in the trailer are going to end up being, but it looks really cool.
Looking forward to that. I'm sure we'll be right there opening night, one shape or form.
Seeing Mustache Bros, that's what I want to see. I want to see them on screen. Iron Man and Doctor Strange on screen, look at each other like, hey, Mustache Bros, high five. We all want to see that happen. I do.
I think you're the only one that wants to see that.
There's a lot of people who I know who want to see. Like, there's memes of that, of them when they finally meet each other. It's like, should we do it? Like, okay, just one time, Mustache Bros. Okay, we done it. Anytime I see that Marvel logo pop up, I'm just, no matter what they do right now, they can't lose. They're literally throwing out gold every time. It's just getting shinier and brighter each time.
Marvel is on a roll, and they perfected their Marvel Cinematic Universe formula. Looking forward to Doctor Strange, looking forward to Black Panther, looking forward to Spider-Man. Every time a movie comes out, we're invested into the characters. We've put our time in. We want to see where they go. And please, bring out a Black Widow movie. She deserves it. Great character. It's time. Scarlett Johansson rocking a solo movie. Please. And with that,
both her and Hawkeye need a together movie for their past.
That's true. So we'll be right back with more Delve into the Void.
Vision, your voice, your community.